Did you know that the radiation levels inside the abandoned Chernobyl reactor are so intense that even robots sent in to investigate were destroyed within 2 minutes? In the early hours of April 26, 1986, a catastrophic event unfolded at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, casting shadows not just over the nearby Pripyat, but across the globe. This disaster spawned a radius of desolation known as the Exclusion zone, a territory so saturated with radioactive remnants that it seemed forsaken by time itself. Yet, as eerie as it sounds, this zone holds stories of resilience, haunting beauty, and an unexpected resurgence of wildlife. These tales not only challenge our understanding of disaster and recovery, but also beckon the intrepid and the curious to look deeper. In exploring this forbidden zone, we confront not just the visible scars of a nuclear disaster, but also the invisible wounds it inflicted on the environment, the wildlife, and the human psyche. Here, we peel back the layers of time to uncover the legacy of Chernobyl, a place where nature's resilience fights against a backdrop of human tragedy. April 26, 1986, marks a date etched in infamy, the day when Reactor 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant catastrophically failed. The explosion released 400 times more radioactive material than the Hiroshima bomb, immediately claiming lives and rendering vast stretches of land uninhabitable. This disaster was not just a sudden event, but a culmination of flawed reactor design and human error. The immediate aftermath saw a frantic effort to contain the spread of radioactivity, involving over 500,000 workers and costing an unimaginable toll, both human and financial. Understanding Chernobyl is pivotal, not just in appreciating the scale of its impact, but also in learning from its lessons to avert future catastrophes. As we explore further, keep in mind the magnitude of the disaster's immediate effects, setting the stage for the long-term environmental and human challenges that followed. Following the Chernobyl disaster, an area extending 30 kilometers radius from the nuclear plant was designated as the Exclusion zone. This was a radical attempt to limit the radiation exposure to humans and to contain the spread of radioactive material. The Ukrainian government, with support from international bodies, implemented stringent controls, evacuating approximately 350,000 people from the most heavily affected areas. The exclusion zone was initially meant to be a temporary measure, but its status was soon made permanent due to the lingering radioactive threats. Today, the zone serves as a stark reminder of the nuclear disaster, encapsulating both the resilience of nature and the grave consequences of human error. As we delve deeper into the zone's present status and its evolving role, we see a landscape that tells a story of abandonment, caution, and eerie silence. The Chernobyl exclusion zone remains one of the most radioactively contaminated areas in the world. The primary contaminants are isotopes like cesium-137, strontium-90, and plutonium, each with different half-lives, affecting the environment over varying durations. The persistence of these radioactive elements poses a continuous threat to the ecological balance within the zone. They affect soil quality, water sources, and the overall health of the ecosystem. The radiation levels, although significantly reduced since the disaster, still exceed normal levels, making permanent human habitation unfeasible. Understanding the types and effects of these radioactive remnants helps us gauge the scale of ongoing and future remediation efforts needed to mitigate their impact. This persistent threat underlines the importance of strict regulations and continuous monitoring in managing the zone's environment. Pripyat, a city frozen in time. Before the disaster, Pripyat was a model city in the Soviet Union, bustling with life and the promise of modernity. Home to the plant's workers and their families, it featured all the amenities of a progressive city: schools, hospitals, cultural centers, and amusement parks. Today, Pripyat is a ghost town, its buildings and streets eerily preserved as they were in 1986. The silence is profound, broken only by the wind's passage through the decaying structures. Personal belongings, toys, and household items lie exactly where they were left in the rush to evacuate, serving as poignant reminders of lives disrupted. Exploring Pripyat now offers a unique glimpse into the past, a snapshot of Soviet life frozen in time, juxtaposed starkly against the backdrop of nuclear catastrophe. The city's current state also raises questions about the balance between human activities and their long-term impacts on our habitats. The flora and fauna of the zone. Contrary to initial fears, the exclusion zone has become a paradoxical wildlife haven. Species thought to be dwindling, like the Przewalski's horse and the European bison, are now flourishing. Wolves, bears, and lynxes roam freely, their populations thriving in the absence of human interference. Researchers have documented changes in wildlife behavior and genetics, with some species showing signs of adaptation to the high radiation environment. This unexpected resurgence provides valuable insights into the adaptability and resilience of nature, offering a unique case study for evolutionary biologists and ecologists. The flourishing of flora and fauna in such harsh conditions is a testament to nature's enduring power to reclaim and adapt. It challenges the preconceived notions about nuclear fallout zones and their capability to support life. The human toll of the Chernobyl disaster is immeasurable. Thousands were forced to abandon their homes, leaving behind a life full of memories for an uncertain future. The evacuees' stories are filled with nostalgia, loss, and resilience. Many former residents have poignant tales of the night they left, the confusion and fear, and the lasting impact on their lives. Some have never returned, while others have made occasional visits, confronting their past enveloped in the present desolation. These personal accounts not only humanize the disaster, but also serve as a powerful reminder of the far-reaching consequences of such catastrophes. They underscore the importance of addressing psychological and social dimensions in disaster response and rehabilitation programs. The exclusion zone has become a significant field for scientific research, offering a unique environment to study radiation effects and ecological recovery. Scientists from around the world have conducted various studies, ranging from the behavior of radioactive particles in the ecosystem to the genetic changes in both flora and fauna. One of the most surprising findings is the rate of biodegradation within the zone, with certain fungi species found to actually thrive on radioactive energy. This research not only helps in understanding more about life in extreme conditions, but also has potential implications for biotechnological applications in radiation cleanup. These ongoing studies not only help in mitigating the effects of the Chernobyl disaster, but also in preparing for future incidents, ensuring better preparedness and response strategies. In recent years, the Chernobyl exclusion zone has seen an unexpected emergence as a tourist destination. Attracted by its history and the stark beauty of its desolate landscapes, thousands of tourists now visit the zone each year, guided by certified tours that promise safety and an educational experience. However, this dark tourism is not without controversy. Critics argue that it trivializes the seriousness of the disaster and the suffering of those affected. Proponents, on the other hand, claim that it raises awareness and provides economic benefits to the area. The ethics of tourism in such a sensitive area continue to be debated, highlighting the complexities of human curiosity and the boundaries of ethical exploration. The global perception of Chernobyl has been heavily influenced by its depiction in media and popular culture. Documentaries, films, and the critically acclaimed television series Chernobyl have played significant roles in shaping public understanding of the disaster. While these portrayals have helped bring attention to the events and their aftermath, they also raise questions about accuracy and sensationalism. It's crucial to differentiate between dramatized interpretations and factual representations, as the former can sometimes lead to misconceptions about the real events and their implications. The impact of media on public opinion demonstrates the power of storytelling in educating and influencing society, highlighting the responsibility of creators to handle such sensitive topics with integrity and respect. The response to the Chernobyl disaster involved a massive mobilization of resources, both from the Soviet government at the time and from international bodies. Immediate efforts focused on containment and mitigation, but the long-term response has involved substantial policy changes in nuclear safety and emergency preparedness. Internationally, the disaster prompted a re-evaluation of nuclear power protocols and safety measures, leading to stricter regulations and better safety systems worldwide. The establishment of the Chernobyl Shelter Fund and the subsequent construction of the new safe confinement are examples of collaborative efforts to manage the consequences and prevent further leakage of radioactive materials. The governmental and international responses to Chernobyl underscore the need for global cooperation in dealing with nuclear incidents, emphasizing that the repercussions of such disasters are not confined by national borders. The health impact of the Chernobyl disaster has been profound and long-lasting. Thousands of people, particularly those who participated in the cleanup operations, have suffered from various forms of cancer and other radiation-induced diseases. Epidemiological studies continue to monitor the health of affected populations, offering crucial insights into the long-term effects of radiation exposure. These studies have been pivotal in improving the treatment and prevention strategies for radiation-related illnesses. Understanding these health impacts is not only critical for providing care to those affected, but also for preparing medical responses for future incidents. The lessons learned from observing the health outcomes of Chernobyl survivors provide a crucial foundation for better health crisis management. The economic fallout from the Chernobyl disaster was staggering, with costs running into billions of dollars for containment, cleanup, and compensation to those affected. The Soviet economy was particularly hard hit, with a significant portion of its budget redirected to address the consequences of the disaster. Recovery efforts have been ongoing, involving both national initiatives and international aid. Financial support has also been directed towards the development of the affected regions and in supporting the displaced populations. The economic repercussions of Chernobyl highlight the broader impacts of such disasters, affecting not just the immediate area, but also the national and global economy. It underscores the importance of economic resilience and prepared planning in disaster management. The Chernobyl disaster acted as a catalyst for innovation, particularly in the fields of nuclear safety and disaster response. New technologies and methodologies were developed to handle the unique challenges posed by the disaster, many of which have since become standard practices in the industry. Robotic systems, for example, were developed for use in radioactive environments, minimizing human exposure. Advances in containment technology, such as the development of the new safe confinement, showcase the engineering feats achieved in response to the catastrophe. These technological advancements not only enhance safety in the nuclear sector, but also contribute to better disaster management practices globally, ensuring a more robust response to similar emergencies in the future.
The psychological impact of the Chernobyl disaster extends far beyond those directly affected by it. The event has instilled a lasting wariness and skepticism towards nuclear power in the public psyche, influencing energy policies and public opinion worldwide. The disaster has also had a profound effect on the cultural identity and collective memory of the affected populations, shaping how communities understand and react to both technological advances and disasters. Addressing these psychological imprints involves acknowledging the deep-seated fears and traumas associated with such events, emphasizing the need for mental health considerations in disaster response and recovery plans.
Chernobyl has inspired a plethora of artistic endeavors, ranging from literature and film to music and visual arts. These works serve not only as expressions of the tragedy, but also as interpretations of the human and environmental resilience in the face of disaster. Artists have used the backdrop of Chernobyl to explore themes of loss, redemption, and the indomitable nature of the human spirit. These artistic expressions contribute to the cultural understanding of the disaster, offering diverse perspectives and enriching the global conversation about its impact and implications. The role of art in interpreting and processing such significant events highlights its therapeutic and communicative value, providing a means to cope with and understand the complexities of the disaster's aftermath. The long-term management of the Chernobyl exclusion zone presents unique challenges and opportunities. While the area remains largely uninhabitable, proposals have been put forward for its reclamation and potential uses, including the development of solar energy farms. Debates continue over the best course of action, balancing the ecological risks with the economic and social benefits of such developments. Whatever the future holds, the management of the zone will require careful consideration of environmental, health, and ethical factors. The prospects for the exclusion zone represent a critical intersection of human ingenuity and nature's resilience, posing significant questions about our relationship with technology and the environment. The lessons learned from the disaster have informed global nuclear safety standards and emergency preparedness protocols, highlighting the importance of vigilance, transparency, and international cooperation. The disaster also serves as a warning against complacency in managing technological and environmental risks. It underscores the need for ongoing education, robust safety measures, and proactive crisis management to prevent similar disasters in the future. The global implications of Chernobyl continue to influence policies and practices around the world, emphasizing the interconnectedness of our modern societies and the shared responsibility for preventing future calamities. As we conclude this exploration of Chernobyl's haunting legacy, it's apparent that the disaster's impact is both profound and far-reaching. The stories, studies, and ongoing debates surrounding the exclusion zone offer valuable insights into the complex interplay between humanity and its creations. Chernobyl is not just a tale of disaster, but also a narrative of resilience, caution, and hope. It challenges us to reflect on our own practices, to learn from past mistakes, and to foster a more mindful interaction with our technologies and the environment. The legacy of Chernobyl will undoubtedly continue to inform, warn, and inspire future generations, making it an essential chapter in the ongoing story of human progress and perseverance.